President Mnangagwa has congratulated Donald Trump on his election as U.S. President. Trump, the Republican candidate, won the U.S. presidential race ahead of the Democrat Kamala Harris. In his congratulatory message, President Mnangagwa said, and I quote, "The world needs more leaders who speak for the people. Zimbabwe stands ready to work with you and the American people to build a better, more prosperous and more peaceful world." Close quote. We are now joined by Ranga Mataire, the Zim Papers Group political editor, to discuss more on the story that's trending in the world right now. Good evening, Ranga. Could you tell us what this election result means for Zimbabwe?
Election triumph of Trump as a Republican presidential candidate, broadly speaking, means a lot, not just to Zimbabwe, but to the globe. In the case of Zimbabwe, it signals a new guard at White House. However, in terms of the broader policy implications, I don't think there will be much changes. The only positive thing is that when you look at the Republican and the Democrats, particularly on the candidates that were contesting, Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, you look at what they were offering. In terms of Donald Trump, I think most countries in the global south, including Zimbabwe, were amenable to to Donald Trump in that his foreign policy, judging from his previous stint as the president, was less intrusive in the domestic affairs of other countries, particularly those in the global south, unlike the Democrats. So I think in terms of Zimbabwe, we can only look forward to a positive engagement and carry on from what the president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, has been saying, that he's friends to everyone and an enemy to none.
All right, and then over the years, the U.S. has maintained sanctions over Harare. Do you foresee a change in stance with the coming in of the not-so-new broom?
I think his major interest will be business engagement, and it augurs well with what the Second Republic is pushing for. So yes, they've tried to say, under the Democrat government, they've tried to say that they've changed the sanctions, but fundamentally the sanctions are still there because the data is still there. We only hope that the engagement that will come will lead to complete removal of the sanctions. But like I said, it's a process, it's a bigger process that takes place. The only positive thing is that unlike the previous establishment, this one is coming more in an inward looking. So you look at the issues that he has been talking about, the issue of Ukraine war, and also the Middle East, and including the issue of the border, having legal immigrants coming into America. So when you look from that perspective, you can only hope for a positive engagement. You might be aware that the president has already congratulated the president-elect, and in that message he has said that described President Trump as a person who speaks for the people. So in that manner, you can see also that the president is looking forward to have an engagement with someone like Trump, who is coming from the Republican Party.
And Ranga, what are some of the world expectations on Trump when he gets into office early next year?
The fundamental expectation from everyone is to see whether Donald Trump will be able to fulfill the promises that he has made during campaigns. One of the things that he has promised is to ensure that only legal immigrants come into America. And one of the things that he has promised is to ensure that he stops wars in Ukraine and Russia, and also in the Middle East, Palestine and Israel. So people look forward to those, and if he lives by his word, then it means the world is looking forward to a peaceful resolution of those two conflicts. In terms of trade, business, engagement, I think the Global South is positive, as I have alluded to before, that Donald Trump is coming from a business sector. His major interests will be the interests of America in terms of the benefits. He has already said that he wants to make his country great, just like Zimbabwe also wants to make Zimbabwe great, just like any other country. So we look forward to quite a positive engagement, given that the character of Donald Trump as a person who is pushing for America first. So America first would mean less interference in the domestic affairs of other countries.
Konapo Konapo, Ipapo Ipapo, ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.